Ooh, witchy woman, she got the moon in her eye.
Hi guys, welcome back to the podcast. It's Kylie and Zori here.
Hey.
And today I think this is going to be a shorter episode because we're going to run out of time, but today we're going to be focusing on vision boards. I'm sure all you guys may know what that is.
Yeah, I definitely had heard a lot about vision boards before I ever thought about actually doing it. I always saw it as a form of manifestation and never really used it or cared about it. I wasn't against it, but I just was okay.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna
make a poster.
I don't want to make a whole poster. But in January, I was following I follow this girl, Luna Montana, and she does a vision board every year, and because she posts online and stuff, she goes over everything that came true on her last year's, and everybody can see it because they were there for the, you know what I mean? So she's making a new one, and I was okay, this is honestly such a vibe. It's arts and crafts, whatever. So I was gonna do it and make a poster, but got lazy and opened up my old Pinterest account, and I was you know what, I'll just put all the photos together on Pinterest and call it a day. And I did that in January, and now we're 6 months into the year, and God, everything is it's so weird to look back.
And when did you make this again? It was February?
I made it end of January, or maybe early February, maybe. But it was definitely still the beginning of the year.
Early, yeah.
And it feels first of all, January feels like it was yesterday.
Oh, I know. I feel like I just saw you on your winter break, which was in January.
No, literally.
So.
But it's just crazy, how much of it came true. So I don't know where you haven't made one yet.
So
right?
I haven't made one yet, but I've been watching TikToks and videos on it because I don't know why I haven't made one yet because I am a very visual person.
Same. I was I don't know why I waited so long.
I don't know either because I really do like to visualize
everything
things.
Is visual for me.
I did the other day actually. I was you know what, I'm gonna do it, but my printer wasn't working. Mm-hmm. But I gathered all this stuff that I wanted to have printed on my board. So I think I'm just gonna try to fix my printer or figure that out because I would do the Pinterest thing, but I don't know if that's visual enough for me. I really do want it hanging on my wall or something. I do really want to see it because then I think it helps me picture it. I mean, I picture stuff in my head or when I'm manifesting, saying things out loud. I'll really try to visualize it in my head. But it would also be cool to just manifest something and stare at the picture that you printed out. Yeah. But,
I'll take you through my process of making one. So I was initially, because I was where do I start? Obviously everybody wants shit, but honestly, to a certain extent, I don't know. It feels almost manifesting now, this far into my witchcraft, honestly feels when you grow up and your parents what do you want for Christmas? And you're I don't fucking know, honestly. Right. That's how it felt. So I was okay, what do I put on here?
Oh, also though, you make a Christmas list.
Oh, yeah.
So it's kind of in a way, you're or you print out pictures.
Exactly. So I was I named the board My Life 2023 and literally just thought about what do I want my life to look like this year? What are things that I want to do this year? And not crazy out of the box I'm going to win the lottery this year. But just things I want to do this year. So I started by adding things that I already was doing and wanted to continue doing, or adding things that I knew were going to happen. So I just got back into reading books. So I put all these books and people reading on there, and then I also put money because money. Everybody needs money. But I put I also put good grades and shit like that. Also, first semester of my entire life, I got straight A's.
I'm sick.
Never has ever happened to me before. Literally jaw dropped when I saw it, but it was on my vision board. So, and cool. I did also make my vision board realistic too. So a lot of it was 98 out of 99 or 98 out of 100 or some shit. But I put those things on. I knew I was going to a concert in February, so I put lights and concert and shit like that on there. And then I started to add more stuff, things that I wanted to do, like working out a lot, like more, like I put that on there. We did rock climbing. I put rock climbing on there. Anything really that, like just hanging out with a cool group of people. And it was literally all within this semester that I ended up with like a whole new group of friends at school. Not like ditch the old ones, but like just a new one, group of friends at school. We not only went to the concert that I already knew I was going to, but ended up going to like 2-3 other concerts, like underground, 2 underground ones, one of this random person I didn't know, but it was just, there was a point where I was there and all these lights were flashing and I was like, this was on my Pinterest board. And the most consistent I've ever been was working out, like literally. And you could say like, okay, well, you're doing it because it's on your vision board, but even if you're doing it because it's on your vision board, you're still doing it.
Yeah.
Like, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. And what I would do then after it was made, first of all, I can add to it whenever I want.
Yeah.
But after it was made, I made sure to private it too. That way it just felt more like
Personal,
mine.
yeah.
Even though it's not like private, like I'll show my friends or whatever. And then what I would do is I would literally like at night, if I had some extra time before I went to bed, like just too tired to do anything else, I would open up the Pinterest board, put on like good music that I really like, literally get stoned off my ass and just scroll through it slowly and visualize all of these pictures, but like myself in them.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense. So like I put like people going on walks, drinking more water, because I love water, but I'm just so bad at drinking it. So drinking more water. Like I'm not even somebody who hates water. Like, my mom doesn't drink water because she hates it.
Like,
but yeah, I just can't.
My bladder is small. I just forget so much, and then like
no, it's so. Yeah, that kind of stuff, I would just picture myself doing it. Like, oh, yeah, like, I go on walks all the time. Oh, yeah, like, I'm always, like, hang out with cool people. Like, I'm always, like, you know what I mean? Like, kind of visualizing myself in that. And I'm telling you, shit has never come to me faster. Like, I'm making a vision board every year. Like,
you're kind of, like, attaching yourself to the situation, to the picture.
To the pictures. And then it just feels like, oh, well, I can see it now.
Yeah.
Like, I see it now.
Yeah.
Like, visualization is, like, one thing, but, like, literally creating pictures and then imagining yourself in them.
And then completing it. Is like a full process of like
fucking thing. Like,
here's the thing is why you should also put things you already know you're gonna do on it. Like, you know you're going to that concert in that city. Like, you already know that, but it just feels nice to have it on there because you know that you want, like, at some point you wanted to do that, then you made it happen by buying the tickets and getting it all together. And then you complete it.
It is a life hack, really, for manifestation, is to manifest things that you already have. Because
you already know that you're doing, working out.
Because, for example, I put this concert shit, I knew that was going to happen. First of all, it happened in more ways than I expected it to happen. I really just put it on there for the one concert I knew I was going to, ended up going to other concerts. It's not common for me to go to concerts either. I'm just going to put that out there. So I ended up going to other concerts, and that was really awesome. But when you sit there and you look at your vision board and something you know is going to happen, or even like say it already happened, is sitting there in the middle of like 5 pictures that haven't happened yet, it just makes the other things like, oh, well, those are coming too.
They're gonna happen.
Like, those are happening too.
Yeah.
It just makes you believe it more, which is like really all manifestation is. If you don't believe it's gonna happen, it's not gonna fucking happen for you, no matter how much you look at your fucking vision board.
And you wanna put smaller things and like working out or drinking water and things that you know are gonna happen, because if you're only putting pictures like a mansion, win the lottery, stuff like that, that's not stuff that's necessarily going to happen a month from now.
Exactly.
So you're going to get disappointed or unencouraged, discouraged. That like you're looking at your vision board of just very things that take a longer time, and you're going to get discouraged. Like that. If
it just seems so unattainable, like you have to, what was that thing with like, manifestation, they said stop seeing your goals like on this high pedestal. Like it's so weird to like talk about, because it's like, but everybody, when you think about something you want so bad, you kind of visualize it like above you, and you're just like, oh, like, I want that so bad, but you have to bring it down in front of you and just be like, yeah, we are on the same wavelength. Because when it's so up there, you're never going to meet that energy. You have to bring it down towards you and be like, it's right in front of my face. So not that it's impossible for you to get a mansion, but if you put a mansion on there, believing that it's not really possible for you to get a mansion, like, just hoping some magic will happen, like, that's not gonna.
Also, I think a good way to do that, though, and to bring it down to your level is to get used to the stuff around, the smaller things. Start getting used to manifesting those and having those around you, because then it seems easier.
It is. And that's why gratitude is such a big part of manifestation, and people, like, forget about. And they're like, oh, like, why I have to be grateful. Like, it's literally the only thing that's going to help you manifest is, like, being grateful for everything that's already around you, because it's that thing of, like, if you start to see all of the good shit around you, more good shit's gonna come. Yes. Whereas if you're just, like, looking and focusing on all the things you lack, like, oh, I don't have this, and I don't have a car, and I don't have this, like, then you're gonna continue, you're gonna be in that lack mindset. Yes. So, like, it's so important to practice gratitude, because you're just like, oh, I'm grateful for what I already have. I don't even need this thing that's so high above me. I could have it. So that's what brings it down to your level. It's gratitude, and it's also what you surround yourself with. And now I, like, view that differently. Like, when you see people who are, like, you know, just always into bad shit, or homeless, or gangs, or shit like that, or people, like, spending time around people doing drugs all the time, or just stuff, you're stuck in that low vibration. You're not gonna get anywhere past that, like, if you don't try to change that, like, and that, like, you attract what you reciprocate. Exactly. Remember, that's my favorite thing. Exactly. No, it's so true, though, because, like, with your example with, like, people who do drugs and stuff like that, like, for when people, like, want to get sober, they a lot of times have to literally, like, lose all of their friends, because all the people they were hanging around, all the people they knew were people that they used with. So if you're getting sober, you can't, like, be like, oh, we can still stay friends, but, like, I'm just sober now. Like, that's not really how that works. So it's kind of one of those things of, like, you have to switch it all around. You can't even, like, so it's very much like, be grateful. If you're a visual person, vision boards as fuck. Like, it is magical. Also, like, looking through your vision board and seeing yourself in things, and then literally just being in a moment in life and, like, enjoying it and being like, oh my god, like, I visualized myself in this moment already, is, like, it's probably the best incredible feeling. It's such a crazy fucking feeling, and it's amazing. And I thought about doing this thing too, where I would, like, because I did kind of take a picture anytime I felt like that. I'd be like, oh, can I, like, take a picture, like, especially if I was with other people, I would ask. But I, like, have been curating these, and I'm like, I almost want to make a vision board of my actual pictures of what I did that year, and kind of do that every year, and just kind of, like, so I can see both, like, upload my own pictures to Pinterest, and I'm like, that would be just fucking incredible. So I think that's awesome. So like, I've been working on my gratitude recently, because I was kind of bad with that before, because I would just not remember to be grateful for stuff, but, like, it's just simple like shit, guys. Like, it's literally like, I'm grateful that I'm happy, healthy, alive, like, just stuff like that, basic stuff, because, you know, some people literally don't have that. Don't some take people shit for granted. Not healthy, some people are not happy, alive, like, all that some
shit.
People
like,
are in situations where they're not even able to be, no matter how much they wanted to. So because you can only control so much to an extent. That's what I'm saying.
Per se,
like, you can definitely, like, work to change something, but it's going to be harder for some people than others, 100%, which is why I, like, don't view manifestation the way, like, some of these people on TikTok do, where they're like, just, like, wish for it.
No. Some people do explain it really well, though. The people that are invested in it.
There's good people, but the issue is, like, if you're new to it and you go on and you see somebody doing that, you're just going to be like, well, I don't know. I live in a house where, like, I'm literally not able to save up money to do anything.
See,
so,
that's also, like, so I get it. Some people, like, grow up in really bad environments, and then they, like, kind of blame their environment, and then they turn into their environment. The thing is, to ever get out of that, you need to change it. Like,
that's what I'm
saying.
You
have to cut your entire family off, possibly.
It's kind of like a hard thing to explain, because it's like, I am not sitting here being like, to anybody who is in those situations, like, well, it's really still your fault. But at
No,
the same
but-
time, it can't be somebody else's fault forever. And
Yeah.
it's not, and that doesn't mean it's yours, but you can't just be a victim of your circumstance. Like, I could sit here all damn day and be like, well, this happened to me, and this happened to me, and this happened to me, and that's why I just sit around all day, because I don't
Yeah.
feel like doing anything. Like, that's so valid, but you're also not going to get anywhere
Yeah.
with that attitude. So you have to, like, find and be, like, a self-starter and start your own shit. You know what I mean?
Like, you are a product of your environment
Yeah.
until you want to change and, like, break away from,
Yeah.
like, how you grew
Yeah.
up, if it was bad
And
or
now
whatever.
that can be hard too, because it's like, again, with manifestation, you have to believe it's possible, and if you're in such a low vibration, it's hard to get
Vibrations are
yourself
so-
out of that. It is so
it's-
hard to get yourself out of that. And like, or not even if you're just in an area, like, you might be somebody who's like vibrating high, but like around
you
is, so it's just hard for you to even find that energy. But it's like, you have to like try just as hard as you can, like little by little too.
Yeah.
Like, if you are in a really fucked up situation, don't be manifesting a mansion and riches. Manifest like safety. Like, manifest like the next step for you. Like, safety, stability, like, and visualize that for yourself, and then work towards that.
Yes.
That too. Manifestation is not putting like a penny in a wishing well and being like, okay, hope that turns up.
Yeah. No,
Like,
literally.
you also have to like actually work for it
Literally.
too. Like, if you don't change anything, then
Yeah.
you're not gonna see.
There was this podcast I listened to that I should send to you. You know who Rob Dyrdek is or whatever from Ridiculousness? The
Oh, yeah,
host?
yeah. Mm-hmm.
He actually, like, the podcast blew my mind. He's in a very, like, articulated, really good place in his life where, like, everything is so detail-oriented about how he spends his time and stuff like that. And, like, he just, like, hold on, what was it? He talks about, with discipline. He says something like, you can't be disciplined on one thing and expect to be a disciplined person. He's like, you have to do it all
Everywhere.
at once, everywhere,
No, oh my gosh.
or else you're not disciplined.
We have to do a podcast
I need
on
to
discipline.
send you that, and you'll be like,
We have to do a podcast on discipline, because I also listen
so
to a
bad
different
at it.
one.
I'm so
At discipline.
bad at
It's hard as
because I
fuck.
think if I work out every
It
day
is
that
hard.
week, but I don't drink enough water, that I'm disciplined. No, I'm
No,
not.
it's
Because
literally
if I
so
didn't
hard.
meet my water goal and my
It's so
workout goal
hard.
and my wake up and go to bedtime goal, if I didn't meet everything,
Yeah.
it's not.
I mean,
I'm not.
But at the same time, give yourself.
No,
Like,
I know it's not going to happen overnight, but you have
it
to.
is like, you can't just be
You have to work on it all together.
Yeah, don't
Like,
ever like be like, okay, well, I finally like I drink water every day, so
But, like, if
I've
you're
got my
still-
life together.
Yeah.
Like, no.
Like, no, if you're not working out and
Yeah.
you're doing drugs and or alcohol
Yeah.
but like you drink water, that's
it's
you're
not
fit.
balanced out. Yeah, it's not balanced out, but still celebrate the little things.
Yes,
you know?
no, celebrate
Yeah,
them,
but
but then also move
work towards something
the next
else.
one.
Yeah, because I know a lot of people who will get complacent. It's like, oh, I did this. Like, okay, and it's like, okay, well,
Well,
what's the
keep
next
going.
thing?
Yeah,
Like,
and they're like, oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, then
I'm
know.
somebody who's very much like, I am constantly looking to improve myself,
Yeah.
like in different ways, and I understand that none of it's linear. So I'm also trying not to be hard on
Yeah.
myself, because I'm like, I'm not going to be perfect. There's going to be seasons of my life where I can't do things as easily as other times, but especially with my vision board this year, and like being the most consistent I've ever been, is I've learned it's like less is so much more. Because
Yes.
I'll sit here and I won't do yoga for like 2 weeks because of like, for example, I was moving back and like had all these classes and I was like, oh my God, I just haven't moved my body. So then I kept putting yoga off even more, because I was like, when I do it, I have to do it for like an hour.
Yeah.
I was like, I have to do it for so long because I haven't done it in so long, and
Right.
I have to stretch all of it out. And then I was like, girl, I literally had to like turn that off and be like, just get up and do a 10 minute,
10
like
minutes.
whatever the fuck.
Like, it's
and I
still-
did, and I felt
Yeah.
so much better. So less is so much more. Like, don't, and then if you are somebody who hasn't like done, if your goal is to like work out every day and you don't work out at all, do not make your goal to work out every day.
Yeah, no, because
Make
then
your-
you'll just be disappointed. that
Literally
you didn't
make your
that
goal something way less than you even think is
Yeah.
possible. Like, work out once a week.
Yeah.
You're gonna be able to attain that and sustain that, and then you can add a day like 2 weeks from now once you start getting more consistent. that is the way to do it.
Yeah.
And that's the way to, like, sustain it. You can't just go from 0 to 100, because that's what I used to do, too.
Right.
I'd be like, oh, I just don't work out. I'm going to work out every single day.
Right.
And then it wouldn't do it, and then I'd feel like shit about myself.
Or, like, if you don't feel like working out that day, just go on, like, a long walk.
Yeah.
Or do something little that's
Oh my
also
gosh.
still working out. Like, maybe just some weights if you have weights.
I always tell people, I'm like, I cannot stress enough, move in whatever way feels good for you, because we need to move our bodies.
No.
Like, it is. My wellness teacher told me, which is also my advisor in college, she told the class, she was like, you guys are driving around in Porsches, essentially. Like, you guys are young.
Like, your bodies.
Yes,
yeah,
your body.
okay, yeah.
And if you are not using it, what is the point in having it?
Right.
So, like, we have the ability also, it's like, just so, if you want to be comfortable later in your life,
Literally,
you have to be moving your body and, like, staying, because otherwise you're just gonna get crumpled over.
Yeah.
Like, it's not good for you at all. That's why I'm going into chiropractic, because I'm all about the wellness shit. But yeah, it's move your fucking body in whatever way feels good for you. If you don't like going to the gym, you don't have to go to the gym.
Just
like,
stretch. Do something.
Put on your favorite
yoga.
song and dance. Just
Literally.
like jump around. Like,
literally.
that is one of my favorite ways to work out. When I literally don't feel like doing shit, I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna dance.
Because you see, there's like 40, 50, 60-year-olds that like are in really good shape. Some of them, like,
and it's because they've
some
moved
of them are
all
really
throughout their
flexible,
life.
and you're like, how are you that flexible at 50, 60?
Yeah.
Like,
it's totally possible. We just, like, don't move. And I know we're, like, kind of in a society that kind of tells us, like, work, don't move. But, like, you have to find time.
Yeah.
Even if it's 10 minutes.
Yes.
Yes.
So last night at like midnight, I was like, I found this girl's video of like 10-day stretches, and I was like, oh, let me just do all of them real quick for like 15 minutes. I was like, I'm not that flexible in certain areas.
Yeah.
I want to stretch more and be flexible. So literally my hallway at like midnight last night, just watching these videos, and I did it for like 15 minutes. It was like 10 different stretches, and I was like, that feels nice.
Dude,
like,
please stretch.
Yeah. Like,
your fascia will get, like, it can literally get glued. They're called adhesions, and that's part of what chiropractors do, is like release adhesions, and it hurts like a bitch if you let it like sit too long. Like, it's not the vibe.
I always try to like check my posture too. Like, when I'm sitting,
same.
I always try to like catch myself, like with my back. Like, I try not to sit like that.
I'm so much better with my posture when I'm doing yoga consistently, because yoga is always like head over heart, heart over pelvis.
Yeah.
And so if I'm sitting like this, I'm like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I just try to be more conscious now, and it's working. Like, if I catch myself, I'm like, oh wait, like, I'm trying not to.
But it's all better for your health. Yeah. That was like a mini.
Also, we forgot to say, happy summer solstice to all of our fellow witches out there. So we have some things that you guys can do if you want to celebrate the summer solstice.
Yeah. As somebody who almost never celebrates the summer solstice,
I know, but we need to this year.
It's one of those things where it's like, I always see those memes where it's like, you are still a witch if you haven't done a spell in like years. You're still a witch if you don't even know what phase the moon is in. And I'm like, yeah, like, it's hard to keep up with this stuff, but for sure I like to do at least like a little bit of something. Like, you don't have to go all out. But, like, just like a little bit of something.
So like some things you can do are wear yellow or gold, meditate under the sun, which is probably like one of the best things to do if it's sunny out, because the sun is at its strongest during the summer solstice, so it can be both energizing and intense, to soak up your power for it. You can also do something that brings you joy.
Bonfires, I feel like, are really good for the summer solstice. Like, just, you know, and release it all.
From picnics to bonfires and barbecues.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Have an outdoor hangout.
I feel like a picnic is so cute.
A picnic would be so cute.
Because it's just like, I don't know, it's very much the vibe.
I know, now I want to have a picnic.
I know, with like little cheese and crackers. And,
I don't want to go to work tomorrow.
That is just the cutest thing, yeah. Also for the summer solstice, I don't know, the days are just getting longer. Find ways to like energize yourself. Think about, well, what we're moving into Cancer season, which is like, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I'm an astrologist, but I am going to say that maybe look up some things having to do with, like, I mean, it's a water sign, so, like, emotions, and, like, do some shadow work regarding emotions, and overall just, like, have fun and enjoy the sun, because it's
I think everyone knows the stigma of Cancer.
Oh, yeah.
It's an emotional sign.
Yeah.
But that
Crying
doesn't,
all the time.
that
like,
doesn't
no.
happen in this way. Let's not take it in a bad way. So I guess, like, take
No, it's a good way. Feel your feelings.
I was gonna say that.
Don't,
take it as like,
don't be
more in tune with your emotions.
Yeah, don't be
as we're
pushing shit down.
entering
If you're
Cancer.
somebody who's like notorious for pushing their emotions
wait,
and feelings down, this is not the time.
No,
This
are
is
we
not the
entering Cancer tomorrow? I think it's tomorrow.
I think it is.
It's always either the 21st
Yeah.
or the 22nd.
It's around. I don't know for sure, but I think it might be. So, yeah, don't be pushing your emotions down. If this is the time, it's uncomfortable as fuck to feel what you're feeling, but you got to do it.
Yeah.
It's a part of being a well-rounded person.
Mm-hmm.
And definitely a part of being a good witch, if you're a witch.
Literally.
So, do your shadow work. Fucking do your shadow work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
we were gonna...
We were talking about vision boards.
Yeah.
And we kind of went into a little bit of discipline.
Yeah.
I can't remember what we were talking about.
Do you want to go further into discipline? Because I feel like we both have listened to our own separate podcasts.
Yeah.
I listened to there's this girl, the Daily Victorian, she's on TikTok. She's also on Instagram by the same name, the Daily Victorian, and she has a podcast called Soul Gum, and on it she like talks about like rediscovering discipline post like diet culture and post hustle culture, because we kind of have overcorrected for like having to work so hard in America. Like, obviously we're all just like, okay, we want to get home and not do anything.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like the way that you're obligated to wake up and be on time for work, you should be doing that for yourself too. And that takes discipline. So what was yours was on...
Mine was on discipline. Sorry, there's an ant, everyone. Mine was a discipline podcast. It was with Rob Dyrdek from Ridiculousness. It was like, basically, it was a lot. I'm trying to think. It was like, so he's like somehow figured out like the perfect structure for his life now. Like, he is now super rich that he can just have time to do whatever he pleases. So he's figured out like almost like a spreadsheet on like, he like tracks his time. So like he tracks what he does in his like everyday life, and like every morning he meets with his assistant and he discusses with her how the day is gonna go, and like he plans out that every single day. So he makes sure he's not wasting any time throughout his day. So like he'll plan out what he needs to do and get done. Like he'll plan out if he has a date with his wife that night or something, or if he has to do something with the kids. But like he like wakes up at a certain time every day, and he like exercises and yada yada. It's like very structured, but he's like just figured out how to like spend all of his time doing what he wants instead of like, you know,
just dicking around.
Yeah, so like it said like, why would I not want to feel amazing like all the time? Like, I don't know, he just like figured out a way to like structure everything. So he's just...
What are your opinions on like discipline? Like, and what does discipline like look like for you?
Well, I don't like the word.
Right.
Because it stems from like childhood as being like a bad thing.
Yeah, that's what the Daily Victorian was saying.
Yeah.
She was like, I know a lot of you are probably rolling your eyes at the word discipline right now, but let me explain.
It's like, I definitely don't have a lot of discipline in my life. But like, I'm trying to get better on like making sure that I drink enough water.
Yeah.
Literally just small stuff like that. I guess making sure I add workout routines or stretching or some sort of movement in the day. Trying to eat healthy. But here's the thing, like, he said in his podcast, he was like, you can't just be like half-ass disciplined. Like, you can't just like pick and choose what you want to be disciplined at. He's either like, you're a full-on disciplined person and like everything's disciplined, or you're just kind of just not. Like, there's like...
Okay, so I remember you were, like, talking about this the last time, and I agree with that to an extent, but I also feel like that mentality can be, like, hindering.
Yeah.
Right? Because then any progress that you make is, like, okay, well, I also am not perfect here.
Like, you should still,
like, you're just not going to be
pat
perfect.
yourself on the back and stuff.
Yeah, so I feel like I get what he's saying, but it's just, like, the way he's saying it might be, like...
Yeah, I think he's just,
some
like...
people... Because I know, like, an all or nothing mindset,
I was going to say, he's full-blown, like...
I'm like that type of person, and I think that held me back for so long. That was the reason why I was so inconsistent, because I was, like... I would not stretch or do any exercise for a long time, and then the day I would do it, I would spend the whole day doing it.
Yeah.
And then I'd be like, this is good. This is enough. Like, and it's not. I think it's like the little things that count, right? So, you know, maybe today is a day where I move my body a lot. Well, if I move my body, I'm getting enough water. So, like, maybe let's switch that. Maybe it's a day where I'm drinking enough water and I'm on top of it, but I'm not moving my body. Like, and that I just couldn't today.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not like I'm not disciplined, or maybe even if, like, you're just exhausted from, like, life or whatever, like, you can take a day or whatever and take a break. But I think when it comes down to discipline, it is about, this one girl I watched said something about, like, don't wait for motivation, because you have to do it even when you're not motivated. Yeah. Like, motivation is not... Like, a lot of people, I think, search up, like, how to get motivated or whatever. And it's like, girl, you're not going to be motivated every day. Yeah. There's so many days where it's like, I don't want to fucking do this. I don't want to get on the yoga mat. I don't want to, like, pay attention to how much water I'm drinking. I don't want to do it. And you're going to have to be able to find it within your... That's what discipline is to be able to do it when you're not motivated. Yeah. And still do it
true.
For yourself. And that's, like... kind of what I was saying about what that girl was saying, like, about work, where it's like, even when you're not motivated, I mean, some people don't, but even when you're not motivated, chances are you're still showing up to work. You're like, I can't count how many times I've been like, I don't want to fucking go, and I still go. One, because I need a job and I can't afford to get fired, but two, because it's like, I'm just gonna go. Like, I'm not gonna be unreliable. I'm not gonna put other people at, like, a disadvantage just because I don't feel like going. And that mentality that you have for work, you need to have for yourself. And it's harder to have for yourself because it's like, no one's like, you didn't drink the water today. You know what I mean? So it's hard to have, but you have to, like, have that for yourself. My best way, I feel like, that I self-discipline is by pretending that I'm my own kid. Yeah. I have to remove myself from myself, right? Because it's so easy to be like, oh, I didn't get enough water. Like, that's okay.
Like, it's okay, yeah.
Like, it's fine. But I'm like, I have to think of myself as either, like, a best friend of mine or, like, myself as a kid. And I'm like, you need water to stay hydrated. Drink this cup right now. So one of the things I love to do is create drinking games, but for water. Yeah. Because, like, sometimes it's just, like, I don't even think...
Why don't we invent that?
No, literally, because sometimes I don't even just... I don't think about it a lot at all, and so I just don't get thirsty, or I'm just not, like...
Or you're drinking other stuff.
No, literally, I'm drinking other stuff, or I'm out and I'm busy and I'm just not thinking about it, so I'll do, like, something that I like to do, like, I don't know, scroll through TikTok or watch, like, a YouTube video, watch something, whatever, and something that I know is going to happen throughout the video, I'll be like, drink every time this happens, this happens, this happens.
Well, that's a good idea.
And I'll just sip my water. Like, I did it when I was doing homework once. Yeah. Like, because I had to watch these videos for statistics, and I was like, drink every time they make a cheesy fucking joke. Drink every time they say the word, like, deviation. Like, and it was working. Like, I was getting water in, because you also shouldn't guzzle water.
No, you shouldn't. You literally shouldn't.
And sometimes I find myself doing that because I'm like, I just need to get it in. But it's like,
then you're also gonna have to pee more if you take small sips. That's also my issue. Is like, I'm not even a person who drinks a lot of, like, liquids in general. Like, I'm just not a person who can sit there and down a drink in 30 minutes. Like, it takes me sometimes hours. Like, I don't have, like, the capacity to just, like, sit there and, like, go back. Unless it's, like, 90 degrees out.
No,
and I'm
I agree.
outside, then I'm just
I get the most water in when I'm exercising.
Yeah. And when it's hot out. Like summer, like, I drink a lot of water in the summer. When it's winter, you're, like, not that thirsty because it's freezing out, and you're just, like, that's not what I want. There's so much water in the air.
Like, you're just like, it's fine. But, yeah, no, I definitely agree. But I think removing yourself from it is, like, the best. Or, well, not the best, but that's the best for me, at least. I'm always like, what if I was a kid?
Yeah. And it's so easy to point the finger, though, at other people.
It is.
Like, it's way more easier. Like, if I had a kid, it'd be more easier for me to be like, oh, did you drink your water today? Did you do this? Did you do that?
Exactly.
I don't know why that's easier, but
it is, because it's not you. And that's why it's like I feel like you have to remove yourself from yourself in order to get it done. You have to be like, did you do this? Like, check yourself, like, micromanage yourself. And
I'm so good at doing it to other people.
Yeah,
though.
do it
myself.
With love, though, because if you're doing and doing self-care shit out of hatred for yourself, it's not going to be sustainable.
Yeah.
Because there's so many people who get on a great track with working out just because they hate themselves, but it doesn't work because the entire time they're hating themselves, and eventually they just hate themselves so much they're just like, I don't want to do this, and it stops. So in order for it to be sustainable, do it with love. If you feel like you're going into something hating it, like, literally just tell yourself you like it. I know that sounds so stupid, but, like, there's so many, like, even with my homework, I do that. I'm like, I don't want to sit here and do this right now. I'm like, you know what? Like, I'm just going to focus on this for a little bit. It'll be fine. And I don't sit there and, like, lie to myself and be like, yeah, I love doing that. But, like, I'll sit here and I'll be like, yeah, it's going to be fine. I can do this really quick. And when I do that, I find that my focus is better and I get more done rather than, like, going into it with the mindset, I don't want to do this. Because then every sentence I read out of the book, I'm just like, I don't want to fucking do this. I don't want to do this. And I'm like, I can just do this for a little bit and we'll be good. And, you know, I don't know. You got to trick your brain.
I feel like...
We talked about that before, too.
No, literally. Like, convince yourself. I feel like it's also... I don't know if you feel this, too. It's easier for me to be disciplined in the summer with certain things. Like, it's easier for me to, I think, like, wake up and, like, get up. Like, because it's nice out. It's warm out. When it's winter, like, I just, like, don't have motivation to get up. Like, I don't know. It's easier in the summer. It's easier to, like, work out more because you're like, oh, I can go on a hike.
You can just
I can
go on a walk.
If you
want.
I can
like,
do things outside. Like, it's just much more motivating to, like, drink more water, you know, eat healthier. Just, like, winter kind of just sucks the life out of you and it's harder.
Weirdly, I feel like I get... I don't necessarily get more motivated in the winter, but I feel like I get pretty consistent in the winter. And I think it's just literally just exercising.
I feel like it's with certain stuff.
It's just exercising. Like, everything else is, like, fine.
You're right.
But
exercising.
It's literally exercising because I hate being overheated. Like, I am not a bitch that likes being overheated.
No,
I'm getting better with it. But I hate working out when it's hot because it's like, now I'm hot and it's hot. And it's just, like, too much. So my favorite thing is, like, it's, like, free. And also, to be fair, my room does not get AC. Okay?
Yeah.
Like, I literally sleep... Basically, it's not in an attic because it's not, like, an attic space, but it's upstairs and there's no...
probably so hot.
And there's no vent in the room. So if I want to, like, make it cooler, I put on a fan or open the door to the other room that does have a vent, but that takes a while. So in the winter, it's awesome because I can do, like, a full-fledged, like, sweat-ass workout in my room and just
probably,
open
like,
the window.
Comfortable in
open
there,
the window, and the snow, like, honestly, because it's windy in the winter, too, so it'll literally just blow in cold air and just keep me regulated. So I love doing, like, crazy workouts in the winter in my room for that reason. But, you know, if I just had, like, a house that had, like, good AC in my room, then I probably honestly wouldn't care what time of the year it was.
Do you have any shade outside of your house?
We have, like, 2 trees, like, way in the back.
Because I was going to say you could just do your, like, little workout under the tree.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't do, like, workouts outside.
I could do,
and maybe
like,
if
yoga
it was, like,
outside.
maybe if it was, like, a group. I could do yoga outside if it was, like, a group thing.
Yeah.
But, like, I can't stay focused when there's so much shit going on around me.
True.
Like, I don't know what it is. Like, maybe if I was, like, in the middle of the woods, I'd be able to do it. Like, around, like, a little retreat thing. Like, but if I'm just, like, outside and, like, then the neighbor's dogs come out and then they're barking, and I'm like, I just need fucking peace and quiet. And the whole thing with yoga is, like, you're supposed to be able to do it in whatever situation because whatever. And I probably could do it. I just don't. I would rather not. If it was, like, 2 people, then that's different because we're kind of, like, keeping each other or whatever. But, like, just me by myself, I'm like, whatever. I'll just do it inside and call it a day. But, yeah, yoga's not too bad. But, like, full-fledged workouts in my room get crazy.
Yeah, I definitely feel like you're right. I feel like I'm more disciplined with certain things in the summer more than the winter. But, like, working out, I guess I'm more motivated to go to the gym in the winter because I have nothing else to do.
Yeah, no, same. I was going to say
just, like, going every day
that
I'm
too.
bored.
Outside of, like, going home, it's like I can't walk outside. So so I have to go to the gym, but that also sucks in the winter because sometimes I don't have time to, like, fully go to the gym.
Yeah.
Like, the gym is, like, such a thing because it's, like, I have to go, I'm there for, like, an hour, hour and a half, and then I come back, and then I have to take a shower, which, like, doesn't sound crazy, but, like, that is at least, like, a good, like, 3 to 4 hours of your time. Like,
Yeah.
it's a shift at work. So it's, like,
No, literally.
I don't want to spend that much time, like, doing that, you know?
Yeah. But yeah, the summer I definitely can get up easier. That's the only thing that I like. Because, like, I can get up and do this.
Yeah.
Like, in the winter,
Like, right.
I'm like, no, because where are we going to go do a podcast?
Yeah,
It's
we're
cold
in a
outside
graveyard right
and-
now for everybody
yeah.
listening.
Yeah, so everyone that's listening, we like to do our podcast in the graveyard. Honestly, because it's peace and quiet, as bad as that sounds.
It is. No, it's peace and quiet. It's also just honestly gorgeous.
And, you know, like, all of these souls really do like listening to us, I feel. I feel like we're visiting them and we're just giving all these, like...
all the, like, super Christian dead bodies
We're
are, like,
just, like,
girl.
giving up...
They're like, we
Yeah,
don't want to
but
listen to this.
Definitely
No, but,
some of
yeah.
them, like, listening.
Oh, yeah. No, 100%. I always think graveyards are just so peaceful.
They are.
They're honestly gorgeous because they keep them gorgeous because nobody wants to visit, like, a gravestone and the whole graveyard looks like shit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
exactly.
So they're always beautiful. Like, we're just... And we
Flowers, the
never
grass is
sit
nice.
on top of people's
No.
graves.
Yeah, no.
Okay?
Well-
we're sitting in between two graves right now.
But we're sitting under this huge, beautiful tree, and it's actually, like...
It's gorgeous.
It's so
There's, like,
cool.
vines going up it. Like, it's magical, honestly.
Yeah. No, like, yeah, you see all that?
Yeah. But... we were gonna I'm just gonna shamelessly plug our future podcast.
Okay, do
on
it.
death.
Yes,
we
I was
are
gonna
doing
say
a
that.
podcast on death, and I fully like this. Fully has to be a podcast where we're like sitting in your house or whatever. I feel like we have to, like, because I'm gonna take notes.
Should we
and
not be
bring
sitting
them.
in the graveyard for it? Is
okay,
it like a distance?
No, we totally could, but I just feel like it's gonna be a long one.
Yeah.
Like, remember the last one we did? I forget. Where we had wine.
But we did 3 different podcasts
We
that
did
night.
3 different podcasts.
We like jammed it all out. Definitely
my
by the
God.
3rd one, we were like, okay, we are like running out of stuff. But
I can't believe we did 3. That's
no,
crazy.
that was so good though.
Well, I
because-
feel like that, like, at least the vibe has to be
Yeah,
the same, right? Like,
yeah.
we're like kind of having like a cute little cheeky wine night, and we're talking about death because
yeah,
one thing I love to talk about is death.
no way.
Oh, who is that?
Oh no, my
Oh my
car's
God.
in the way.
No.
Okay, well,
Oh, they're turning.
it's turning because they have to.
Yeah.
Okay, well that's all we have for you guys today. But yeah, stay tuned for the next one. I think the next one will be on
Yeah.
death.
Oh yeah, it should be. But we'll see.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you guys for tuning in and listening. See you on the next one.
See ya.